All right, so this awful sound you are hearing is the worn U-joints on the drive shaft. I figured, hey, maybe they need some grease, but once I got under there and looked at the U-joints, they're in fact not greasable. So if you're able to do this yourself, I left a list of tools and replacement U-joints below. It really wasn't that hard of a job. It was kind of just dealing with a few of the new parts problems that are expected nowadays, which you'll see if you stick around in the video. You can also get an idea of what this takes, learn from my mistakes, and get your 4runner fixed up. Get rid of that awful squeak. One very important part of this job that you need to know is to put the ends of the drive shaft back exactly how they came off. I made this mistake of not phasing the yoke correctly, and it caused a slight vibration at highway speeds.
U-joints. Oh, shit. Okay.
Even though I was fully aware of this, and I even marked them in the video, I guess I just got caught up filming, rushing, and not thinking, which you will see. I ended up having to pull it back out, turn the yoke 180 back into phase, and the vibration was gone. You'll notice here that there's studs that go into the pinion flange. You only have to remove 2 of them in order to get the drive shaft out. That's what I'm doing here. There's no need to remove all of them. That's just a little tip. So this is it, guys. Follow along. I'll be chiming in every now and then. Usually when you pull the yoke out, you'll get some oil, but I think I only lost a drop. And even if these factory U-joints were greasable, you're about to find out that no amount of grease was going to fix this problem. All right, so the way I got to get these out, there's these little C-clips on the inside of these caps. Kind of hard to see because it's just buried in dirt and dust. Once I get those clips out, these caps should come out. I say should, but it's going to probably be a lot of work to get these things out. And I'll be able to put the new one in because these caps come off. Be careful when you take these off because there's a bunch of little needles in here. And it's not fun packing those back in. But that's something to note because these got to come off when I set the new U-joint in, and then we load the caps in each side. Also want to note, like, try not to damage your drive shaft or your yoke because this is going to be really frustrating to get out and you're going to want to just beat the hell out of it with a hammer. Just be careful what you're doing. You don't want to cause more damage than you need to. I'm also marking the flange here related to the drive shaft just so I put it back to where it was. I just like putting things back how they were to avoid any possible imbalance issues or anything else. It's always something good to do. Just put things back the way they came apart. So this is the part that I screwed up, but I guess I could say, do as I say, not as I do. Here I am marking it, but a little note to self, make sure you line up your marks when it goes back together. Alright, now that I can actually see what I'm doing here, see what we're going for, I'm going to try to pop out these clips. There's one. There's 2. 3. 4. Well, it's not budging, so gotta resort to some heat. There it goes. There it goes. Oh yeah, got a little bit of pitting on there. Well, there you go, guys. That's what happens when you lose lubrication and it's just metal on metal. I'm surprised it didn't make more noise than what it did. Oh man, that one's shot too. Look at that one. I think that was worse than the other one. So I don't know if whoever's watching this video, if you guys follow me or not, but I always talk about how new parts nowadays just completely lack quality, and just because something's new doesn't mean that it's gonna work. And I was just looking at these U-joints and there is no hole to put the included Zerk fitting in these caps. This one has the hole. This one does not. There's the two bags with the clips. And I got a Zerk fitting there. Other bag, I got a Zerk fitting, but no hole. Same exact part number. Same exact company. Different parts. So that's just something you should look out for. Now, on top of getting a new part, you got to modify it. Just keep this in mind. Anything you do now with cars is going to take you extra time. So at this point, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just drill a hole in this, tap it? I got a tap set. I can get a hole in here, but I found out real quick that that was some hardened steel, and even with my cobalt bits, it wasn't going to cut it. Yeah, I think that's some hardened steel. My drill bit's going to be walking all over this thing. You know, I really don't like doing stuff without the right tool, because without the right tool, you're just a fool. I'm sure a drill press would have got it done, but I don't have one. Did my punch. Flatten the tip. I know you're probably thinking, why don't you just return the part and get a replacement? Well, that's just going to waste more of my time. The car's already on jack stands. I can't have it sitting around for another week. And it should have been right the first time. You know, you order a part, same part number, two of the same exact part from the same company, and you got different things going on. Good luck. If you guys go ahead and order those parts, let me know if you get the same problem as me, or it was just my luck. No way I'm going to be able to drill through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease this stuff up and hope for the best. Hopefully this will last me another 100,000 miles. And there's already some grease in there, but just like the factory ones, they were already greased once and that's it. So I'm going to just put a little extra grease in here and call it a day. I'm also going to put the one that I can't grease to the pinion, to the differential, and keep the one I can grease going to the slip yoke, because that's the one that failed, the one that's coming out of the transmission. we go. They just snap right in. Again, same thing. Got our mark here. Line up my mark. Yeah, another note to self, make sure you line up your marks on both ends of the drive shaft, not just one. This is I think, 1/8 inch, 1/4. I ended up switching to a 30mm. That's just so I can get the cap pushed in without pushing on itself on the other side. A snug one. All right. Also, another thing to note, make sure those clips actually sit in the groove. Even though they snap in, it doesn't mean that they're actually locked in. So that's just something you want to go ahead and double check. I can see that one's not all the way. I gotta put my grease fitting on here. All right. Give her about 2.5 pumps. Should be good enough. Throw a little paint on here. There we go. You can see what I'm doing now. All right, we're back. Look at that, nice and quiet. I look happy here, but you should see my face when I realized I had to pull it back out. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Good luck on repairing your 4runner. Thanks for watching.